There wasn't one positive that came out today, guys.
There's no. There's. And are you talking about the Yankees?
No,
if you're talking about the Yankees, then there's
I'm talking
positives.
about Zeke is getting suspended. Come
that's not a positive. That's getting cheap satisfaction off what's going on in somebody else's franchise. What I find funny is that what I find funny about that whole situation is this. So it's okay to beat a woman, but don't kneel.
All right, hold on. I think we are up and streaming. Hold on. Let's do this the right way.
That's how I see that whole thing.
You know what? I'm kneeling this whole show.
So am I. I'm on a knee right now.
All right, ready? Let's get quiet.
Yeah. I'm taking a knee. Let's go.
Welcome to the Bleed Big Blue podcast, dedicated coverage of the New York Football Giants by your hosts, Marco, Trifecta, T. Merritt, and JBW.
What's going on, everyone? It is October 12th. You are listening to the Bleed Big Blue podcast. The Giants are in deep shit, to put it lightly. Is there any other way you can put it? I don't know. I have James.
Is this the end?
Yes.
My lonely friend, the end.
So please, if you want to call in, we are up and running. And the number to call in is 516-453-9383. If you're listening from YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, all those things, we're here. We're all talking.
Twitch.
Yep.
Did you say Twitter or Twitch?
Twitch.
We're on the Twitter.
What's Twitch?
Twitch is a streaming platform for gamers.
Yep.
Oh, how about that? Hashtag the more you know. Cool.
Yep.
Hashtag breaking out. I have one amazing
Twitch.
follower, and I think he's on the line.
We already got a caller?
No, I think I have a follower on Twitch, and he's already on the line.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
That would be you, Tim.
That's 1 for 1.
There you go.
In bad news, other than actual Giants horrifying, god-awful news, I definitely lost us at least 2 followers yesterday. So
nice.
I apologize for that. So I'll throw my apologies out there.
You know what? Don't worry about it. You've lost us a lot more than 2.
I have, but you know what? How I look at it is this. Though, right? Our numbers are still, to quote Gaylord Fokker, I'd say strong, right? To fairly strong. So, and the way I look at it is this: there is a thing that if Giant fans remember going from 2006 to 2007. We lost Tiki Barber. And everybody said, oh, my God, what are we going to do? How do you replace Tiki Barber? The Giants are going to be awful. And they won the Super Bowl the next year. So there is a thing that is called addition by subtraction. So what I figure is me weeding out the snowflake Giant fans that have no clue what they're talking about. I'm doing us a service in a way. No?
Yeah, I know. I'm fine with it because you know what? We hear all.
You see me trying to make Marco not mad at me.
We hear all Giants fans on this podcast because you know what? I'm still putting out hope. I'm gonna try to sell you guys on hope.
Stop! You're not gonna. You can't sell hope when there is none. Here's the thing that really this all comes down to, right? It comes down to people being sentimental. And holding on to this false sense of hope. And I'm going to be the first one to say I fell for it. Bought it hook, line, and sinker. I picked this team to win the Super Bowl this year. I thought Brandon Marshall was a huge piece. I loved the fact that Reese went to Flowers and said, and you're my guy, show me. And that kid put in the work. Now, we also said they better be right. And they have been horrifically wrong. It's okay if I'm wrong, or if you're wrong, or if Marco's wrong, because our opinions really don't matter much. right? I mean, we sit here like any other podcast or show where we're putting out opinions based on stuff that we think we know. We have educated opinions on, but nobody really knows what's going on, right? So these Giant fans right now, when the question comes down to, do the Giants trade Eli Manning, right? I mean, that was the wildfire that broke out besides the DRC thing over the last 24 hours. Prior to that, between Monday and yesterday, it was Eli to Jacksonville. And it wasn't anything that was legitimate. All it was a Daniel Jeremiah coming out and saying, this makes sense. Because when you look at it and you take your and I get it, guys. Eli Manning, I've said it before, I'm a Phil Simms guy. Eli Manning is the greatest quarterback that has ever played in this franchise. He is the greatest quarterback we've ever seen in a Giants uniform, hands down. Joe Montana finished his career in Kansas City. Peyton Manning finished his career in Denver. It doesn't always end with the Jeter story, the Jeter ending, where the guy plays his whole. Sometimes guys have to go elsewhere. And when you look at this realistically, I'm not saying it's the right move. I'm not saying Eli's done. I'm saying that it makes sense if you look at this and you're saying blow it up. You can't say blow it up and bring back everybody. You can't just get rid of Reese and get rid of McAdoo. That's not blowing it up.
And that's where I differ. I've thought about it and I've breathed and I've looked at it. I don't think we need to blow it up. And this is how I look at it. This team is one of the youngest teams.
Yeah, I'm with Marco. It's time. But go ahead, Tim.
So this team is one of the youngest teams in the league. Other than Brandon Marshall and Eli Manning, this team is one of the youngest teams in the league by far. Now, my problem is I want to see how they react now. Now their backs to the wall. What are they going to do? My thing is, are they going to rally behind McAdoo? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like he lost the locker room. My problem with McAdoo, he is not putting his players in positions to win. And I wouldn't say blow it up, but if they don't react the right way, I say get rid of McAdoo because he's not doing anything for you. And I started thinking about this. I started talking to my dad about this, and he's a Rams fan. And you know what? Yeah, tell him about it. So I talked to him, and he's like, you know what? It reminds me of, and it made more sense after I thought about it, when Dick Vermeil retired and Mike Martz took over the Rams, the greatest show on turf. Still had Kurt Warner there, who was playing older, played crappy. The problem with Martz was he played his system, and the reason they went with Martz was they wanted to keep the same offense. Just like we kept McAdoo because we wanted to keep the same offense. They were playing garbage because the guys aren't willing to adjust. And that's my problem with McAdoo right now. He's not adjusting at all. I'm running my scheme. I want to see what I do. Now that's what come this week, because obviously we can't go a 3 wide receiver set because I don't think we have 3 wide receivers. I want to see what formations he's going to start doing. If he's going to start getting creative, and if actually he starts showing the quote unquote offensive genius that he supposedly is.
Guys,
because
let me sprinkle a little bit of harsh reality on you. Okay, there's a difference. There's a difference for being the youngest one of the youngest rosters in the league, and being sincerely inadequate in terms of talent. Okay, we misjudged.
Other than offensive line, which we all know,
we misjudged the talent on this roster. Okay, from Apple to DRC, to the opposite safety spot with Thompson and Andrews, to the linebacker positions, okay, to JPP, okay, to the entire offensive line, to Brandon Marshall, to the running game. Okay, we've severely misjudged the talent on this roster. Okay, so there's two ways to look at this, in my opinion. Okay, if you're going to say you're gonna fire Reese and you're going to fire McAdoo, okay, then you're bringing in a new GM and a new coach and strapping them with the same problems.
I'm not saying fire Reese.
You have a 30. What I'm saying is, if you're making the argument of blow it up.
Mm-hmm.
If you're making the argument that it has to be blown up and Reese and McAdoo have to go, then you cannot cripple them with the roster that they have. And by that, I mean, if I'm a general manager coming into the situation, I do not want to be pressured into having to build for a 2-year window where my salary cap is strangled. So this boils down to what I'm trying to say is this. Okay, we all want to blow it up. Well, the consequences from blowing it up involve trading Eli Manning. They involve cutting JPP and eating the dead money on the contract to get this complacent piece of shit out of here. They involve crippling this roster for a rebuild, a severe rebuild, with a new general manager and a new head coach that share the same vision. But that isn't going to happen. Here's what's going to happen, okay? I'm going to prepare you guys for what is about to happen, okay? This is about to get horrifically ugly. There is no hope, okay? There's reality here. The defense isn't as good as we thought they were. And without the offense couldn't score with our top 3 receivers, never mind receivers 4, 5 in practice squad. Okay, so to think when you look at this schedule that you're looking at 2 to 3 wins possibly. Okay, now from where I'm sitting, that is the perfect time to blow it up, because what is going to happen is this. Okay, they are going to crash and burn. They are going to end up with a phenomenal pick. And they are going to sell us on McAdoo's second season, injuries, bullshit, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, and here's Reese and McAdoo for another year to patch the holes. And then you're handing a top 3 pick to the guy that just passed on Gurley for Eric Flowers.
I got a question for you.
Go, because this is a huge moment for the next 10 years of this franchise.
Who has more trade value, Eli Manning or JPP?
Eli. This is such a quarterback. It's such a quarterback dominant league. Okay, first of all, if you sign JPP, you're tied in for a longer period of time on the contract. Plus, you're getting a player that, I don't know, only produces in his rookie year and when he's in his contract season. Look it up. That's it. He's been visible. Where's he been for 5 games?
You don't think it would be easier to move JPP to get it?
No,
to get
I don't. I think you could move JPP. I think you can move JPP. I think there would be a buyer for JPP. I think you can sell an idiot GM on JPP. I do. But I think when you're talking about
JPP.
Trade, yeah, you can sell JPP, right? But when you're talking about trade value, like what is the most you're going to get back? Like, to me, if I'm an opposing GM and I'm Jackson, like, let's take Jacksonville. If I'm Jacksonville and I'm looking at my team right now, what am I missing? I'm missing Eli Manning. I mean, look at that team. Strong running game, good offensive line, phenomenal defense. That's what Eli should be playing in, where he can use play action to get the ball downfield to Hearns and Lee and next year Robinson. His window fits with that roster. It doesn't fit with ours. And it's a harsh reality to look at that. It's tough to look. I got called. Somebody told me I wasn't a Giants fan yesterday. And I said, I told the guy, I remember where Phil, to this day, I wake up thinking about that moment I found out that Phil Simms got cut. For these younger Giant fans that know nothing but Eli, I get it. But you haven't lived through Kent Graham, and you haven't lived through Dave Brown, and you're going to, sooner or later. So at what point is the player more important than the franchise? And I love Eli, but if you can get a second and a third round or a second and a fourth round, let me tell you something. The Eagles got a first rounder for Sam Bradford. So don't tell me you can't bring back a first rounder for Eli Manning.
That is true. I forgot about that.
So don't. I mean, you're telling me that the Eagles can move Sam Bradford for a first round pick, but Jacksonville wouldn't part with a first round pick, or a first and a fifth round pick, or a first and a sixth round pick for Eli Manning? And then what you've done, and here's what you've done, and let me put a little rationale behind this, so people don't think that I'm just saying trade Eli. I'm not, okay? But if you're saying blow it up, think about it rationally. Take a step back. Would you rather have a top 5 pick, okay? Would you rather have a top 5 pick in a draft where probably, 3 of the top 7 to 8 to 10 picks, depending on where teams fall, who a quarterback needs, are going to take quarterbacks, right? So you just spent a third-round pick, pretty valuable. Dak Prescott was a fourth-round pick. So you just spent a third-round pick on Davis Webb. Wouldn't you like to know what the hell Davis Webb is before you invest that top 5 pick in a quarterback? What if you have something in Davis Webb and you end up with pick number 4 and all of a sudden 2 of the top teams are quarterback needy? So if quarterback isn't a position of need for you, if you know what Webb is, then you're ending up with a top 2 overall player in the draft, a top 3 overall player in the draft. If you don't know what Webb is, well, you're drafting a quarterback. And now
you get to see him. That's the question.
There you go. So there's no avenue for him to play as long as Eli is on the roster. So if you can't play Webb and Eli is going to play and you're not going to trade Eli, then you are accepting the fact that we are in a status quo patch and fix mode for the next 2 to 3 seasons. And that can't work when you are paying so many guys that aren't worth the value of their cap hit money. It just can't. We've seen it for the last 4 or 5 years.
If Jerry Reese does make that call, to Jacksonville to see if there's interest, because honestly we don't know.
We don't know.
Really don't.
This could be a pipe dream. You're 100% right.
If he makes that call, do you think he's just going to be the hatchet man and they would fire him at the end of the year anyway?
Well, I think that's a decision that has to see. This is where Mara needs to run the team, because if you're going to blow it up, who gives a shit what Reese thinks? You go over Reese for the good of the franchise. It's your franchise.
I let this blow it up stuff go for a while. Why do we have to blow it up?
Okay, hold on. This is how
because the roster's no good, Tim.
Well, the roster is fine, dude.
The roster isn't good, Tim.
Quote. This is my official quote.
Yeah. Now, I agree. No, I agree that some people could play better, but the talent's there. You can't tell me the talent's not there.
Where?
Well, the way you're judging it, then there's no way I can win that argument with you anyway, so I'm not even trying to argue.
No, because they're playing. Look at them. Look at them.
I think that's coaching.
It's talent and coaching. It's everything. It's top to bottom. It's the guy It's the guy picking the awful players to put them on the field to be coached by the awful coach.
Well,
there's no depth on this roster.
I'm gonna break down.
If one guy gets hurt, you have Goodson got hurt, and you had Munson playing the middle linebacker. Who?
He's fine. He played fine.
He's fine. He couldn't cover somebody with a blanket, Tim.
We didn't lose because of Munson.
No, I'm not saying you lost because of Munson. I'm saying you're losing because there's Munsons all over the roster. This roster has been Munsoned. The roster has been Munson.
It's
been Munsoned by Reese. Listen to me. It's been Munsoned by Reese missing on mid to late draft picks forever now, and it's Munsoned because you are paying. Look at the cap hits on this team. You can't have those high cap hits and depth, especially if you're not hitting on your draft picks.
Well, that's why I want to put it out there right now. Okay, so I want to walk down the roster real quick for you. So,
go ahead.
Please,
quarterback,
watch this.
We're fine.
We're fine. Next.
You already said trade him so he can
trade him.
Play better.
I think you see. Here's the thing. I think you're doing Eli a favor if you trade him because he's going to get killed.
Next week is going to be tough.
Well, I'm just putting out
the next 2 weeks. He is lucky if he doesn't. They should just get the MRI machine ready for him on the sideline.
I do want
just
to
have it ready.
Host. Somebody kept telling me, Tim, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Well,
I was wrong.
We're 5 weeks into the season.
Tim, they're 0-5. It's a marathon, not a sprint. When you're 2-3, when you're 3-2, Tim, the bottom's falling out. What are you looking at?
So we could have been 2-3. We lost on last second field goal.
We lost, Tim.
Yeah,
you lost. Could have been.
If we were 2-3, it'd be a whole different scenario, right?
But it's not.
If those last second, that 61-yarder didn't go in. Or
Tim.
little bullshit. It would have been a whole different thing. You would be a whole different scenario. All of a sudden, we have talent.
Oh, that would make us 2-3. You would be happy with 2-3?
Well, I'm not saying I'd be happy. I'm not happy with the team now. Let's put that statement out there right now. I'm not happy with the statement right now. But the fact is, what he's saying, it'd be different if we were 2-3, and then all of a sudden we have talent. The team doesn't need to get blown up.
Tim, you're not 2-3, and if you want to play that game, go back last year to the 6 games that they won by a total of 21 fucking points, because those games could have flipped the other way. And guess what you were doing? You were sitting home instead of on a boat in Miami because they didn't show up in Green Bay. So that was their last appearance on the season, was the boat, which they haven't won since. So if you want to go back and play the woulda, coulda, shoulda, they woulda, coulda, shoulda against the easiest schedule that they've had in a long time last year. They could have lost 6 of those games, and they could have been 5-11. But they didn't. They won them. And it led to a false sense of security that put us in the 0-5 hole that we're in right now.
Oh, my God!
Exactly.
So you just want to, after 0-5, what happens if the team starts streaking? I'm not saying they're going to. I'm just saying the what-if game right now. What if they start streaking?
That's why I want to see Webb. That's why I want to see Webb. I want to see if the kid...
You want to see Webb get killed behind a bad offensive line?
Yes. I'd rather see Webb get killed. I'd rather see... See, I was waiting for... Thank you. Come into my Webb, said the spider to the fly. Thank you. All of you Giant fans that are saying you want to put Webb in, behind this offensive line. You guys want to leave Eli behind this offensive line?
He's going to play
better
than
So it's not okay. So it's not okay. It's not okay to see if the rookie has any balls and if he can tough it out behind a bad offensive line and if he picks up his teammates with it. We know that Eli could do that. I know he can do it. Can do it. He's going to get killed. So your 37-year-old, $22 million cap hit is about to get decapitated. So, yeah, show me the kid behind the line. Show me if he can make these kids better. Show me if he rallies the troops. So I know what I have to do with a top 10 pick.
As far as the cap hit, you guys worry about the cap way too much. That can get
No. You have to worry about the cap, Tim. If you're not worried about the cap, you have no clue what you're talking about. Because if you're not getting value towards the cap based on what you're paying a player, you are 10 years behind where the game is right now.
No, I agree with that. You need value behind the player.
So look at the cap hits and tell me where you're getting value on the $22 million cap hit for Eli Manning. Tell me where you're getting value for the cap hit for JPP.
So you were saying, say beginning of season, so we can save a little cap. Fuck Eli in the beginning of the season. Just have Davis Webb start the whole season. We just traded Eli at the beginning of the season, and you would have been happy with that.
No, it's not the beginning of the season. We thought we were going to the Super Bowl, Tim. We thought we were going to the Super Bowl. If you can't adjust, if you can't
in 5 weeks, I guess.
If you can't, Tim, look at the roster. Tim, are you blind?
No, it's decimated right now.
Look at the roster, Tim. Look how they're playing.
And you want to
DRC is suspended. What's going on? And you think you're worried about making a run? I'm worried about showing my face as a Giant fan because this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I lived through Dave Brown and Kent Graham. I was never embarrassed.
This is more.
We got guys acting like dogs in the end zone, grabbing their crotch, going on boat trips. It's a joke. And the colors are. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
I'm kneeling right now while we're talking about this.
Kneeling isn't the problem. I'd rather them kneel. Kneeling isn't the problem. That's a peaceful protest. That's fine. That's okay. Don't piss in the end zone because you're a dog.
Who cares? I mean, honestly.
The 15-yard penalty. Tim, do you know what this franchise is about? This isn't a fucking joke. This is the New York Football Giants, dude. What is it? This is the Blue.
Okay.
This isn't a joke. Talk is cheap. Play the game. Bill Parcells. LT. Gary Reasons. This isn't a circus. This isn't a circus. This isn't Cleveland.
But honestly,
the inmates are running the asylum. It's disgusting.
I agree with that. No, I agree with that. That I have a problem with McAdoo. And I really think McAdoo's the issue. I do not think we should get rid of Jerry Reese.
Let me tell you, I got a problem with Mara. It goes higher up. Run your goddamn franchise. It's a circus.
If you look at my last two tweets, not two tweets, a little while ago, I'm not that confident in Mara.
I'm not. I'm not.
Some of the things that he's saying, I'm just like, what? He seems...
What's going on?
A little out of touch. Josh Brown right off the bat, I was like, what?
Yes. There you go. Thank you, Marco.
But don't bring it up like that. Just be like, we're looking into it. End of story. We don't condone any domestic violence. Let's look into it. The whole Colin Kaepernick, fans are writing letters they don't want to see him, the Giants sign him. The Giants were never even going to sign him anyway, but just don't even bring it up and then cause all this controversy.
Dude, how about the hiring of McAdoo? They hired McAdoo because of Eli Manning. That is a horrible business decision. You do not hire a head coach based off of his relationship with a player.
All right, we got a call. Let's take a call. Let's see what's going on. What's up, Cole? Are you there?
You there?
It's AA Ron. All right, try again, bro.
Yeah, call back. Now, guys, what's going to happen if we start winning? I just want to put it out there. Now all of a sudden we have talent again? Let's just say that this is not going to happen. I'm not saying this is going to happen.
Right.
Let's say we go on a 5-game win streak. Let's say that.
After we're 0-7?
Yeah, I know.
After we're 0-5. Let's say we were 5-5 right now. Then what?
So Roger Lewis lights it up in the next Victor Cruz.
Yeah, I'd say to put the crack pipe down if you think we're going to be 5-5. That's what I'd say.
I'm not saying that. I think that. I'm just saying what theoretical. Let's say we win 3 out of the next 5.
We win 3 out of the next 5.
Yes.
We're what? 3-8 or something?
3 it'd be 3-7.
Blow it up. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. Now here's my point with you guys with the blowing it up.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my problem, and this is where it goes with McAdoo. We have young talent, and I really think Jerry Reese obviously Jerry Reese and McAdoo talk about players. I would at least hope so. I would think that McAdoo was like, okay, I could take this offensive line because obviously we didn't go out and really push hard to get somebody. To get anybody really. So, McAdoo probably he's like, I can coach these guys up, or whoever. I'm my offensive line. Solari can coach these offensive line up. I can do this. He's like, pretty much he's giving me another weapon. You got Brandon Marshall. Okay, Brandon Marshall, you know what? He didn't step it up. It's Father Time caught him. You know what? Shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
But we could bring another wide receiver in. Wide receivers are a fucking dime a dozen.
Right, you can find them.
So we bring in another good wide receiver to go with Odell. The running game actually looks like we could do something if they actually learn. McAdoo was wrong as far as starting Perkins. And Perkins showed that in the preseason. McAdoo just refused to see it. If we have a running game, we have an offense. We just need a threat of a running game. And the whole defense is young. And as far as everybody getting on Thompson, okay, Thompson had 3 bad games? I'll even give you 4. 4 bad games. This is essentially his rookie season. He played 1 game last year. So, relax on Thompson. Adams is only in his 2nd year. Collins is in his 3rd year?
Yep.
As far as JPP, I agree with James. As far as JPP, I'm pissed off as far as JPP should be doing more.
Yeah. Well, what about OV? There's a bunch of guys who aren't playing.
And I think that's a little on Spagnuolo because I think they're in on every play. There's no rotation, which I don't understand why every other team does a rotation, but for whatever reason we let our defensive ends play 99% of the defensive snaps.
Right,
because the whole thing is a circus.
Let's just run out.
But I do not believe we need an offensive line. I really think we need to bring in some offensive linemen come this offseason, and I think we'd be fine.
Kohler, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
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 Yeah, what's your name?
Hey, this is Steve, Annette's husband.
What's going on?
How are you?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Well, listen, what the hell's going on with our team, man? It's freaking getting out of control.
Where do you want
It's
to start?
between do we suck or do we really suck?
Oh, well, I don't know. Didn't you just get done doing the imaginary saying what happens if we go 5-5? I mean,
that wasn't me.
Put the pipe down, man. That ain't fairy dust you're smoking, and Tinkerbell ain't gonna fly out your ass and make the season turn around. It just ain't happening. But I do agree with you. I think I don't want to see it happen, but I do think we probably are gonna have a fire sale, man. We're probably gonna.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean it absolutely makes sense considering where we're sitting and the opportunity we have to get a new franchise quarterback, offensive line, dump the roster that isn't working. I mean, I love Eli, but if we can get a first and a fifth for him, take it. You can get JPP, we can get a second or a fourth for him, take it. DRC, we can get a third, take it. You know,
take it. I mean, trade him for a young kid a prospect that you like. I mean, but if you're going to bring, I mean, everybody is saying blow it up, and my question to them is, what do you mean by blow it up? Because blowing it up is not just Reese and McAdoo.
No, exactly. If you're gonna get rid of Reese and McAdoo, you're gonna give the new coach the same lineup that isn't working today. No, you got to start from scratch. Bring in the new guys, bring in the young guys, bring in the guys that are hungry, and start again. You trade.
Hello, new GM. New GM. Here's a 37-year-old quarterback that we'd like to have for this year and next year. Can you just patch the roster up for the next 2 seasons, since we're vastly overpaying him?
Or
here's a
top 3 pick. Here's a top 3 pick. Go get the guy you need. We've got Webb as his backup. They both can compete. Let's see what he can do. Now you traded these guys, and you got 6 or 7 picks in the next year's draft. You know, now you're going into the draft with 14 picks.
I disagree with you on one point, right? So, in this complete hypothetical scenario, right, let's say in the next 2 weeks a miracle happens and they get rid of Eli. Well, now you have 10 games, 9 games, 8 games to evaluate Davis Webb. No, and if in those 8 games you see enough from Davis Webb to say to yourself, you know what, we may have something here, okay, then you don't need to use that first-round pick on a quarterback.
Oh, exactly. You use that that early third pick, number 1 through 5, whatever. Even if you trade back, gaining more picks.
100%.
Whatever. Go get Barkley. 100%. Whatever.
100%.
You know.
But at least you would have some knowledge of. Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
I know what Davis Webb is, or I don't know what Davis Webb is. Okay, that dictates where you're going to go with that pick. Because if you're,
I've been preaching for 2 weeks.
If you're taking one of these top 3 kids in the draft, one of these top 3 quarterbacks, you're playing them. It doesn't matter what Webb is.
Yep. I've been preaching for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Make the rest of this season one big giant frickin' tryout, one big off season, one big frickin' training camp, and let all the young guys play. See what we got for next year. Get them ready for next year. What does Wheeler need? Wheeler needs some time. He needs to get out there and play. He needs experience. Well, what the hell we got to lose? Play the son of a bitch, you know? Let him play, you know? Fluker, we don't even play. Let him move over to right tackle. See what we got for next year. You know what Jerry's going to bring.
I honestly feel like the answer is to get rid of Reese.
Yeah.
Bring in a GM. A no-nonsense personnel, not from inside, okay? Not one of these inside Reese guys that now you're just promoting. Go out of the organization and get a guy.
Yep.
Okay. Go find a guy to bring in.
Go find a guy. Go find Bill Belichick's.
Go get me
Bill
someone.
Belichick's scout.
Yes. Yes. Go get me. Go get me one of these guys, the Scott Pioli, one of these guys that come from an organization where they are killing drafts, where they are taking advantage of the draft. And if you look at, I just saw something this week compared to the Giants. The Giants are dead last in like draft picks between rounds 2 and 7 on the roster since 2012. The teams that are above them, Green Bay, Houston, all these teams that are above them have competitive deep rosters.
Yeah, it's like 40% of our picks in the last 10 years are still in the league, and 60% aren't. I read that same thing. That's crazy.
It's insane. It's especially when you're talking about 3 to 4 seasons.
Yep.
It's absolutely insane. So if you're to bring in a GM that has a clear vision, have him hire the coach that has the same vision, and then be tied to no one on the roster and let them do their jobs. Because if you can clear up Eli's dead money versus the cap is $6 million. He's due to get $22 million versus the cap next year. If you were to trade or release him, your dead money is $6 million. You have just freed up $16 million worth of cap space. Well, now, if you have something in Davis Webb with the other cuts and additional money that you can save on the roster, you can get yourself an offensive line. I can get an offensive line and free agent and take the top offensive lineman in the draft.
Yeah, but there is no free agents this year. If you look, I've been looking at it too.
I'm just using different scenarios. It opens the playbook up to the new GM to have a ton of different areas to improve the roster as a whole via more picks.
The wide receivers that are coming out. The wide receivers next year in free agency is huge. The freaking linebackers are decent. Cornerbacks are decent. Those projected to be free agents. I'm not saying that they are going to be.
Let me tell you something.
Huge.
There's always talent. Everybody's this is a talent-free draft. This draft doesn't have as much talent. This draft has more talent. Let me tell you something. There's talent in every friggin' draft. Okay, and the good GMs find it. Mm-hmm. The good GMs find it, and they find it at value that Jerry Reese does not. And I've defended Reese. I've been a Reese guy, and Reese we've trust. You can go and search back, and as far as 2007 in Reese we trust. I've been a big fan. Okay, but what has he done for me lately?
When he passed on Gurley,
that was huge for me.
That lost me right there. The following year, when we had the chance to get Tunsil, and he dropped it and didn't take Tunsil and took Apple, I was like, "What the frick is this guy doing?" You know. We got Ingram.
A couple of things that the Gurley thing. Here's the thing that concerns me about Reese is his inability to think on the fly, because if you remember in the last couple of drafts, and this is what really it was the Gurley
trade ups. The trade ups.
Flowers was projected to be a right tackle.
A right tackle or a guard.
And he was projected to be a mid to late first round pick. The Giants panicked. And the Giants drafted for need as opposed to best player available. Mm-hmm. And when you're desperate and drafting for need, you reach. And they reached
this year?
Flowers. And exactly.
Okay.
So instead of, if you remember the draft where Leonard Floyd went right in front of us, the Bears traded up right in front of us and got Floyd.
That's who we wanted.
The Titans the year before traded up in front of us to take Conklin, right? Mm-hmm. So Jerry Reese, in those two situations where everyone thought, okay, it was going to be Floyd or it was going to be Conklin, he was unable to, in the heat of the moment, on the clock, be able to swing a deal to trade back when the guy that he initially wanted was not there. Or he got swiped
he
from
jumped
under.
on Apple. Jumped on Apple. I was like, what the hell was that?
And he reaches. So those are huge concerns, okay? And the other thing is that he's stubborn, and that's not good. Yeah. If you can't come into this thing 4 or 5 games into the season and look at this offensive line and go, oh my God, what did I do? And own that, we got a problem.
Yes, but then you got to look at McAdoo, okay? Because he's just as stubborn. He has the opportunity to hand his play calls over to someone else. He has the opportunity. He's got many different schemes. There's every other team out there, has problems on the offensive line. There's like 7 good offensive lines in the NFL right now. Everybody's got problems on the line. But they seem to be freaking playing, and they seem to be hitting. They're winning. They seem to be doing the game. We ain't.
I call McAdoo Belichick without the resume. He's trying to be Belichick. He doesn't have his resume.
He ain't
Tim,
in
I got a
the
question for you.
sentence as Belichick.
No, but he tries to give you that whole we're on to Cincinnati or we're on to the next thing or those short little dry answers, and you can't do that when you're not when there's no history behind it. Go ahead, Mark.
He's an arrogant ass. Go ahead.
Tim, be honest. Have you started looking at like coaching and GM opportunities that are out there? Have you started looking up?
Have I been
looking? If I started looking,
who our next coach is going to be, who our next GM would be. Are you there yet?
No, I'm not looking there yet.
Tim still has us at 5-5.
No,
listen, I don't listen to anybody.
It's use your imagination day at camp.
I just want to put it out there that all these people that are giving up on Apple had 5 bad games. They're not even 5 bad games.
What do you mean?
He's had a few bad plays. And all of a sudden, everybody wants to give up on Eli Apple.
But
Marco,
not even
five bad games. He was ranked 86 out of 93 cornerbacks last year. 86 out of 93 last year.
Yeah.
Today at camp, we're going to use our imagination.
Oh, God.
All right,
86 out of 93.
Let's see who's on the line. Let's add another one to the party.
You know what? I just wanted to put it out there, and I know this is going to piss off some people. This is why I hate the Yankees. This is exactly what Yankee fans do. This is exactly blow it up. Let's bring in another damn team because we suck right now. That's the same damn thing that you guys do. You know what?
And how are the Yankees doing with these young guys that they got now?
Now.
No. We didn't spend all this money. We got young, talented players who are dominating the league.
And how did they get those young, talented players? They got them by selling Chapman, and they got them by selling what's the lefty's name that they just beat? What's the guy that they had?
My point is,
what's his freaking name?
I'm talking about Steinbrenner days.
To Cleveland.
Yeah.
Let me take another call.
Pretty much every year before, where you guys, jack up the money on the cap or whatever.
You just must hate people that win.
Thank God there's no cap in baseball.
Yeah. Right.
What did we do last year? We bought our defense.
We did.
Yeah.
And our defense got better.
How'd that work out?
It did, but all of a sudden, 5 games in, everybody wants to jump ship.
All right, let me take a call. We got
We're 0-5.
Well, yeah, we
there?
are.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, boss?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Mike. I just want to say one thing, man. I've been saying it from last year. The offensive line of the New York Giants is our Achilles heel. Without an offensive line, Eli is not going to be productive. He is scared. He's not going to admit that he's scared, but you can see he's scared and nervous. That's why his interception ratio is going up. If he had a line like in 07 when he had Sean O'Hara and the O-line, he'll be good. He'll be a better quarterback. Eli only got like two years left in his career. I see.
Guys, but do you understand what's going on in the league right now? Go look at the offensive lines where the quarterbacks are making a ton of money. They're awful.
That's true.
Okay, but you're paying your quarterback $20+ million to mask your deficiencies. You're going against the cap. Okay, you can only pay and have so much value at certain positions. And what teams are doing is they're realizing, well, if I have a great quarterback, I need a great defense. So where do I have to skimp? I have to skimp on my offensive line, and I have to have a quarterback that is going to be able to mask that offensive line's deficiencies. It happens in Green Bay. It happens in Detroit. It happens in New England. It happens all over. It's happening in these different places. My question is Eli, God love him, because I'm an Eli fan. I love Eli. But realistically, is Eli worth $22 million for the player that he is right now? No. You're paying for the resume.
Right, you are.
All right.
But my other thing is real quick. I'm sorry, guys. Reese,
you're good.
He did a bad draft choice this year and last year. Okay. Another thing, Ben McAdoo in the Detroit game, they could have won that game 27-24 if you really look at it. But he made bad coaching decision. He would have had 2 games underneath his belt. He would have been 2-3 right now if he would have made good coaching decisions. Okay.
But come on. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. I mean, couldn't you just call us if they lost? I mean, you either win or you lose, and it goes from the head coach down to the 53rd man on the roster. It's all of them. It's because you can look at a decision that McAdoo made and said, in that moment, he made the wrong decision. But how many fuck-ups happened between the first quarter and late in the fourth quarter from the morons that are on the roster that put him in position to have to make that decision in the first place? It is a cluster of errors right now. It is a joke.
Right, here's your bottom 7 offensive lines. Just to give you an example. Seattle Seahawks are the worst ranked. Okay? Cincinnati Bengals. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Houston Texans at 29. Us at 28. 26 is Miami, 25 is Denver, 24 is Detroit. Now, how many of them teams are 0-5? Zip.
None of them.
Not one.
Exactly.
Not one. And they all have better records than us. Why? What do they all have in common? They all have a quarterback who can get outside the pocket.
And that's what I said. Eli got a year or 2 years left. Years or 2 left.
Yes, he does have a year or 2 left.
He's a
Is Trevor Siemian mobile? No.
Huh?
Is Trevor Siemian mobile? Trevor Siemian mobile?
Yes, he's
Trevor
mobile.
Siemian, yes, he is. He can get outside the pocket.
Without a doubt, he's mobile.
You compare him to Eli, sure.
Eli is a statue.
Not compared to Eli. He's a mobile quarterback. Go look. Have you ever seen Trevor Siemian play?
You're damn right. That's what I'm saying. He is a mobile quarterback.
They roll him out. They roll him out. He's out of the pocket. He's rushing for touchdowns. Trevor Siemian is a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, he is a mobile quarterback. You can't compare. That's like comparing orange to apples. You can't do it.
Yes, agree with you, buddy.
Eli's a statue.
Exactly. That's what we need. We need a mobile quarterback. If we're not going to fix the O-line immediately,
and I don't need.
we need a mobile quarterback.
Let me tell you, guys. I don't need Michael Vick.
No, just a guy who can get outside the pocket.
I need a guy. I need a guy that can move in the pocket, feel the pocket with his feet, move up or side to side with his eyes down the field, and make a throw. That's it. I don't want the guy running all over the field. If you got to make a play with your feet and get out of bounds or slide, great, phenomenal, all the best to you. But primarily, you're using your feet to get out of the way to make a good decision down the football field.
I want a quarterback that also
today's NFL, you need it.
If a
I don't
quarterback
know why they picked up
that we have,
Geno Smith is garbage.
Yeah. I got a question. I want to throw it out here. I want to see what you guys think. If we're under the press that we're going to blow it up, would you call the Colts?
What was that?
Would you call
if I'm going to blow it up, would I do what?
Call the Colts and see what they want for Gluck.
No.
See what they want. Call the Colts and see what they want for who?
Andrew Luck.
No. I want to know. I just used a 3rd round pick on Davis Webb.
That's stupid.
He misses half his games.
I'm gonna go from paying Eli Manning $22 million to getting a hurt younger guy that's getting paid $22 million. I just used a third round pick on Davis Webb. Do you know how value? It's a top 80. We just used a third round pick. Like, if we're going to do anything, can I see what this kid is? Can I just see what he is before we just say, maybe he's Dak.
We're going to call him, but we call Houston, and
maybe he's Ryan Lee.
Judgment.
Left tackle.
How can you give good judgment on Davis Webb when he has no offensive line in front of him and no receivers to pass to?
That is phenomenal. That is good. That is a good thing, Kim. Because you want to know why it's a good thing? Because it shows me if the kid has any balls. It shows me if the kid has any chutzpah. It shows me if he's going to fight. It shows me if he's going to grab an offensive lineman by the face mask if he misses a block and fucking smack him around like Phil Simms used to do. It shows me if over the course of 8 to 9 games, if I could see this kid growing and getting better as a quarterback. It shows me if he's making his teammates better. I get to see him as a leader in the locker room. I get to see how he talks to the media after a win, after a loss, against taking a beating. It gives me a premise to know what I have to use a top 5 pick on. It's not rocket science.
It's not going to happen. Eli leaves. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen until we agree. But until that happens, but then we all need to accept something. You're looking at the way things are going to be until Eli leaves. Because as long as Eli is on the roster, again, God love him, you are going to have deficiencies and you're going to have to try to patch things together because of the cap hit. And it's up to him to make things better and to make plays and make players better around him. My question to you is, at 37, can he do it? Because I don't think he could have did it when he was 27.
No.
I think Eli is phenomenal if you get him in the moment, but he needs a solid team to get him in that moment.
You give
he's a Hall of Famer without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Hall of Famer. But he got one more year, one more good year in him. He got one more good year in him.
For Jacksonville.
No.
By good year, you mean?
Honestly, guys, really honestly, does it not does he not fit perfect for that team? Have you guys watched that team in Jacksonville? He is perfect for them.
No.
They're one man away from a Super Bowl. One man. That's it. They're one man away.
Let me tell you something. If they did make that move, do you know who the first person who would start shitting bricks is? Tom Brady.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because all of a sudden the path to the Super Bowl in the AFC becomes a whole lot cloudier if Eli's on Jacksonville.
The Brady killer.
That division stinks. That division stinks. They'd easily win the division, and they are a team with that defense and Fournette. They are a team that you do not want to play in January. They are a dangerous bunch.
And they're only getting stronger. Their defense is just now starting to match.
They are a dangerous bunch.
Oakley. Don't forget the Raiders. Raiders is another team.
No, when it comes down, if somebody's going to go into New England and beat them, if somebody's going to go into New England and beat them, they're going to need to run the ball. Or if they're going to go into Kansas City and beat them, you're going to need to run the football and you're going to need to create some turnovers. And right now in the AFC, there's really one defense I could see winning because you're going to have to win on the road. If you're Jacksonville, you're not getting home field. You're going to have to go somewhere and beat a team. And the teams that you're most likely going to have to beat if you're going to make a push in the division round and get past the wild card round are going to be most likely Kansas City and New England. And when you look at rosters and what teams that can realistically go in there and beat them, I don't think the Raiders secondary or that defense can stop either Kansas City or New England. And I don't see enough consistency in that offense to really take the Raiders seriously now at week 5. We'll see where we are in 10 weeks. But right now, looking at things, I mean, if you take Blake Bortles out of that situation and replace him with give me any quarterback that isn't just a detriment to himself.
Exactly.
That team is really friggin' dangerous.
Mhm. You're right about that. But Flowers got to go. Flowers got to go. I'm sorry. Flowers.
Well, we don't know if Flowers got to go yet because we're idiots and all we do is play him at left tackle. We got to move him to right tackle. We got 10 games left to play after this week. Move this guy to right tackle or guard, where he was drafted to play.
Tim, did you see? The thing that Collinsworth said on what was that, Twitter?
Yeah, 15th ranked tackle.
But the thing is, you got to understand, you could put him in left or right. It doesn't matter. He
No.
Did you
guys hear the guys? Well, hold on. Before you rip Flowers, before we just rip Flowers, okay? Tim, why don't you just give us a little rundown on what Mr. Collinsworth said today? Listen closely, gentlemen.
Collinsworth was breaking down film, and he was also with the PFF guys. They're like, ever since the first game, he's been like the 15th ranked left tackle in the league.
First of all,
like Collinsworth said, like literally this last game he's played is the best game he's seen him play.
Collinsworth owns PFF.
Collinsworth.
That's why he was sitting with the guy then.
He was with. It wasn't just Collinsworth, guys. It was like Tim. It was the head of Pro Football Focus. I mean, it was the head of PFF.
What the hell are they watching? That's like
they're watching the film.
When that lady,
they're watching the game film.
118, 110.
Maybe this kid is maybe Flowers is getting better.
He's
not getting run. He's not. That's not true.
God.
It's not true if you're watching him closely. It's not.
Hart killed us last week. Hart killed us last week.
It's
Flowers
not.
last week.
You may see
Flowers'
a play or
saving
two.
game is his run blocking skills. That's what gets his PFF grade up. Is his run blocking skills.
And his technique is horrible. You gonna tell me his technique is good?
Listen,
he's the
pass
15th
blocking.
in the last 4 weeks. In the last month, there's 17 other left tackles worse than Eric Flowers.
What does that tell you about the league?
So here's
that tells you how many bad linemen there is.
I'm just stating facts. We may not like it, but
I'm just saying.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but like I said though, that tells you how bad the league is at finding left tackles now because they're just.
Also, can I just put this out there real quick before we wrap things up and all that stuff? Listen, I got to say this to all the Giant fans that are saying about Pugh and Richburg, we got to re-sign this, guys. Let me tell you something. No, we don't.
No,
why not?
No, we don't. Why not? Because they suck. That's why.
Pugh is average.
They're awful.
Pugh is average.
You're going to overpay, and you're going to strap your cap even more for mediocre talent.
Yeah, Pugh came
like you did with JPP. Like you did with JPP.
Jones stepped in, and our line has done better at center with Jones in than Richburg. Whether he's graded higher or not, the line picked up. When Fluker and Jones stepped in the lineup, the whole offensive line changed. What does that tell you? The kid is making $500,000 a year to play center as a backup. Richburg is going to get $8 million. Who are you going to keep?
No, thank you. I mean, when you look at the numbers, it's just like if you're going to do this, and that's why I said there's so many. You have to re-sign Pugh, Richburg. You got to re-sign Eli. You got to re-sign Collins. Not Eli. I'm sorry, OBJ. It's just where are you getting this from? And then you're going to go into a situation where instead of being strapped because you're paying Eli $20 million, you're going to pay the dog with blonde hair $20 million. Come on.
Yep. Hugh's average.
This is a huge.
But he's going to get
huge 3 or 4 years for this franchise, guys. This is a huge 3 or 4 years.
Pugh right now has solidified himself as probably the top offensive lineman coming out in free agency. Why? Because he showed he can play guard, and he's shown he can play right tackle and do decent at both. Anybody in the league that needs a guard, anybody that needs a guard or anybody that needs a tackle can look at Pugh and he can fill both spots and be average. What did they give the crap that came out this year? $10, $12 million, and they aren't even average. They weren't even average. Pugh's average. He's
Right.
gonna,
and he's going to get overpaid. Somebody's going to grossly overpay
damn
him.
right.
It's either going to be
Damn
us or
right.
somebody else.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
Not
so
us.
let's get into the whole DRC suspension.
Okay.
One on YouTube, the guy Jared was like, "How come DRC gets inactivated, but Flowers pushes a guard, pushes a reporter, and no one says anything? Doesn't miss a snap."
Can I? I don't know what happened. Can someone because I saw he got suspended, and I just put my phone down for the day.
I talked to a player.
Who got suspended?
And I went to work.
Okay, I talked to a player. And this is no bullshit. I talked to a player that I happen to know who said just about the same thing that DRC said. He said that he got pulled, DRC got pulled. He was sitting came off the bench. The coach said he was putting Apple in. He was going to play nickel. And he said, all right. Apple went in, gave up a couple big plays.
Yes, he
DRC
did.
said to the coach, you should put me back in. He's getting burnt. The coach told him to sit his ass down or whatever. And he questioned him, and he said something sarcastic to the coach, and they got overblown. The coach came in at halftime, told him he was being benched for the rest of the game. He took off his pads.
Wow.
They got into a pissing match.
Wow.
Coach told him he was being he wasn't going to be active for the next game. Yeah, he wasn't going to be active for the next game. And then DRC flipped. The 2 days later, they came into the meeting. They talked. Nobody knows what went on, but what I've heard is McAdoo said that this was what it was going to do. I am benching you. You are missing the next game. This is the way it's going to be. You like it or not. And DRC decided it was bullshit and walked out.
It is bullshit. He's one of the best corners that you have.
And then he got suspended for leaving the facility.
There's another guy that's killing.
I read it.
There's another guy that's getting overpaid.
Well, and he's going to get even more next year.
This is last year with us anyway. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, $8 million for a slot corner. I mean, come on.
I'll bring back Coughlin.
That's missing
I'm
tackle.
sorry, because that would have never happened. With Coughlin,
come on! Don't give me that, Coughlin. Come on! The fucking kid, the kid speared a guy on the field and almost started a ruckus in the middle of the field. He embarrassed the whole goddamn franchise. And Coughlin, because he was so desperate to keep his goddamn job, didn't do anything about it. Don't give me this Coughlin stuff. Don't give me this Coughlin stuff. Coughlin did his job. He did his job great. But there comes a time in every franchise where it's just enough is enough, and there needs to be a new voice, and it's time to move on. You can't have a 78, 90-year-old goddamn coach forever.
Listen, Coughlin was good right up until Tiki Barber. Coughlin was good right up until Tiki Barber cut his balls off. When Coughlin went in there, and Tiki Barber went in and talked to Mira and told Mira that Coughlin needs to change to bring the team back together.
After that, and he won 2 Super Bowls after that. Yeah. So he changed and he did it, and then he was either going to be fired for being a hard ass schmuck after 3 years, or he adapted, he changed, and he ended up gaining another 7 ball. How about a guy like Saban? How about one of these guys?
I would give my left nut for Saban. He ain't coming though. But I think
Saban would consider the Giants. I think if you went to Saban, and you said to Saban, "You want it? Run it." I think he'd take it. I think the problem with Saban is this. The problem with Saban is this, and here's a problem with a lot of these guys. They're going to want full control.
Yeah.
And the Giants are probably not going to give them full control over player decisions and coaching. That's the problem you're going to have with a guy like Harbaugh. That's the problem you're going to have with a guy like Saban. So, pipe dreams. Those are difficult.
What about George?
Who?
George from the Buccaneers, the old coach from the Buccaneers.
Oh, John Gruden? Chucky?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Chucky. Yeah, he's good, but He's been out for 5 years now, and he's making probably $5 million a year to be on the TV. So I don't know if you're going to be able to talk him out and to come into coaching again.
I got news for you. If we're hiring a guy that hasn't coached in forever, give me Cowher.
Give
me Bill Cowher over Gruden.
Bill Cowher.
I think they're going to go with a college guy who's had like a long college run.
I can see that.
Saban. I have a funny feeling it's going to be David Shaw.
Oh, I'd love to see Saban.
Who?
You think?
I think it's going to be. They're going to really look at David Shaw out of Stanford.
Good.
Do you think so?
I have a funny about him. His name is always like in the background of a good college coach that's looking to like move.
Actually, I think that would be a good move, honestly.
I honestly.
Yeah, it would be a good move.
It's, he has offensive guy, Jim Harbaugh, school, discipline, quality school.
No, I think that would be Marco. I think that would be. I think with Shaw, you can get away with not with having a GM over him. I don't think that he's the type of guy that you would hire, and he's like a Saban or somebody that's going to say, I want total control. I think you can get away with bringing him in and just having him be the coach. The question is these are all so hypothetical because we know that next year we're going to be sitting here and Reese and McAdoo are going to be the goddamn general manager and the coach again.
Yep.
But it makes total sense to go after a guy like that. And Eli the quarterback. You're right, 100% right. This is a change.
Their left tackle.
Like saddle up and ride, guys. This is going to be horrible for a long time. This is going to be horrible for the next year and a half.
We're gonna get the number one pick, and we're gonna pick freaking wide receiver.
No, we're gonna pick a DE. We're gonna pick a defensive end.
Yeah, or defensive lineman in the second round.
There you go.
Meanwhile, there's a hell of a game going on in Carolina.
Yeah.
What's the score on that one?
28, Carolina 23, 7:15 left.
I'll tell you, don't count Carolina out, too. Carolina is looking good this year. They're just starting to come back together.
They're losing this game.
They're losing it?
They're going to lose this game. Yeah,
no freaking way.
Yeah,
no freaking way. They ain't going to lose.
I'm watching it right now.
I know they're not going to lose.
28-23 Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles. And
Cam Newton's going to pull it out.
No, he's not. He ain't doing that, Superman. He got hurt.
Yeah. We don't ever want to hear the Eagles win. We never want to hear that.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. But, it is what it is. But
I hope we lose out the rest of the year. We get a great pick, maybe one or two wins. Get a great pick in the draft. We get a better schedule. Listen, the difference between here's a little thing for you. The difference between the number one pick and the number 3 pick, and value-wise, just put numbers on it. 3,000 is number 1. 2,200 is number 3.
Guys,
that's
think
800
of it this
difference.
way, dude. If you're holding, if you end up with the number 1 pick, you hold the key to the draft.
Exactly.
What if somebody wants to vastly overpay for the first pick to come up and get one of these quarterbacks? 2 first-round picks and a second-rounder. Done. Those are situations that are franchise turning. Yep. Because if you do the right thing and you hit on that and you make the right call and you get a bounty of picks for that first-round pick and you trade back.
True.
I mean, those are things that you're able to acquire 3 or 4 good players that are on your roster and developing for the next 4 to 5 years. But you have to hit on the picks.
The difference between first and third is from 3,000 down to 2,200 in draft value. So that's 2,200, 400 to 500 is second round. You get for that, just to drop those 2 spots, you lost 2 second-round picks that you could have gotten in value-wise. That's the difference between a first pick and a third pick. The first pick the third pick is worth 2,200 or 2,400 points. First pick's 3,000. Yep. That's huge difference just by winning that extra game that you want us to win. That extra game's going to lose us that.
And I do not think that we're going to be the number one pick. I
don't either. I'm top five. I say top five.
But if you could end up at 3 or if you end up at 4, that is a situation where all of a sudden that's not like picking 10.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not like picking 12. Okay, you're in a situation to get a player that can change the course of the franchise.
Yep, top 5.
I mean, so you need to, and that's why I said, and that's why I'm in of the position of, well, if we're going to get a top 5 pick, I want to know what the kid is, because I don't want to waste a top 5 pick. If I end up with the number 2 pick and somebody takes a QB and there's 2 more QBs on the board and these 2 teams are bidding for a QB, I can trade back to 4 and end up with a ton of other picks and still get the guy I wanted, because there's QBs going that I don't need, and you end up with the first overall pick in the draft.
Just like San Francisco did last year.
I mean, there's so many ways that you can improve the roster just by being in that situation, whether it's taking said player or trading back for multiple players. But you got to have your shit together when that time comes, and I'm afraid that they're not going to.
You got to have the right guy making the call.
They're gonna hand this pick to Reese, and then you're looking at God help us all.
No trades.
Oh man.
I don't want to blow it up, guys, but I guarantee we don't get in the top 5 picks.
Top 5? Oh gosh, we got to be top 5.
You think there's a run in here? You think
we're going to win 5 games?
Can we go through the schedule with Tim?
Can you name? I was just going to say, can you name the 5 games? Because I only see 2, maybe 3.
I don't know where
you don't know where they're coming from. You have no clue where they're coming from because they're not there.
We got 2.
I mean, they're not there.
2 games that we could possibly win.
So remaining, we'll go through it. Ready? Broncos.
Loss.
Say it. Loss. Seahawks.
Loss.
Rams.
I think we win that.
In New York.
We win.
In New York.
That's an iffy.
Rams? Rams are going to beat the living shit out of us. Next.
Yeah, that's an iffy. I think so, too. I do, too. I think so, too. I think.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Next.
No, I think so, too. I think they're going to beat us, too.
No.
I think they're going to beat us, but I think it's
what
going to be
a
an iffy game.
Are you kidding? Guys, who's blocking that defensive line? Who's getting open against that second? That defense is pretty damn good, guys.
Yeah, and the offense
their
is
offense
damn good, too.
with Gurley and their offense with Gurley playing, they're playing pretty well. Okay, so we sit here and we're like, oh, it's the Rams. Guys, look at the talent we have on this roster.
I am.
So how can you just sit here and dismiss the Rams?
Oh, I'm not dismissing them.
The Rams are in the playoff hunt right now. The Rams are fighting for their division.
It's not going to be easy pick. It's not going to be easy win. I'm not going to say that.
I don't think they'll win either. But next game.
Who's after the Rams?
Niners in San Fran.
That's my game that I picked.
Oh man, I thought I was going to say if that's home, that might be a win. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll give them a fighting shot and say, all right, let's say 1. They beat San Francisco. There's 1.
But remember, in those games, San Francisco's 0-5 too. But in 5 games, they've only lost by a total of 8 points.
Someone's phone's on the back.
5 games, they've lost total of 8 points.
So the Niners. All right, we'll give you 1 win for the Niners, Tim. Go ahead.
Kansas City at home.
Bye.
Nope, loss. Next.
That's a loss, yeah.
Redskins at Washington.
That's the F.
Loss.
They can go either way. It's a rival.
I think that's the Thanksgiving game, right?
Yeah, that's an iffy game.
Yeah.
So it's a short week. So they have to go to. So they go to San Francisco. Then they play. Then they play at home against Kansas City.
Kansas City on the 19th. On the 23rd, they're at Washington.
There's no way they're winning that game on Thanksgiving. So eat a lot of turkey and put yourself in a coma. Next.
Raiders at LA. Or wherever they're playing.
If Carr's playing,
they're not winning that game either. Next.
If Carr's playing, no.
Then we have the Cowboys
At home?
At home.
I'll give them a rivalry win. There's 2 wins. Tim, how about this? I'm going to be generous right now because I'm just going to give you the Rams one. So there you go. We got 3. Next.
Eagles. At home.
Lost.
No. Next.
At Cardinal.
Lost.
We can win that game.
I don't think
Arizona's blown. Arizona's blown this year.
Arizona's they throw the ball. They got some weapons on the outside. You have to go to Arizona.
They just got Adrian Peterson today. They've got
you got to go
Andre
to
Ellington.
Arizona. Like, look at the team you're bringing there. Okay, so go ahead. Let's give them Arizona. Will give them a win. That's 4. Go ahead.
And they close it out at the Redskins. A home game, though. We play them home.
Tim, we struggled to come up with 4.
And 2 of them were wicked iffy.
You know what, though, guys? Our predictions don't mean shit because we thought they were going to be in the Super Bowl this year.
Exactly.
That's true.
So you know how wrong you are again.
That was before we only had 1 wide receiver left. You know, we got Roger Lewis as our number 1. Come on, that says it all. Roger Lewis is our number freaking 1 wide receiver.
I'm going to say it here first before I go
play.
for the evening, gentlemen, because I do have to work tomorrow. I'm just going to say it here first. Do yourself a favor on your fantasy football teams. Go get Eddie Egan. Good night, gentlemen.
Oh, hell, shit.
Get out of here.
Yeah, okay.
All right, James is out.
And stop being a god on the damn fantasy football too. She keeps telling me how I think you're like 200 points higher than everybody else. That's ridiculous. That's like craziness.
What? So I don't see 5 wins.
I don't see 5 wins.
I did lose this week. Justin blew up against me. I would have beat everybody else this week, but Justin had a huge week. But that's okay. I'm still at the top of the draft. Or top of the league.
Similar to the Giants, I am 0-5.
Yeah.
I don't see any wins coming up anytime soon.
No. Nope. That's what I think. I think we're going to be 0-8 before we get a first win against San Francisco, and then we might get 1 more. That's what I think.
Chris Daniels on Facebook says 0-16 is very possible.
It is not possible.
It is. It's possible.
Well,
I mean, like I said, San Francisco is playing very good. They've lost by a total of 8 points in 5 games. That they're telling you they're in every game. We're not. So there's a good chance we lose to San Francisco. That's our gimme game. If we can't beat San Francisco, who the hell are we going to beat? The Jets got a better record than we do.
You know, we laughed at the Jets, right? We were actually going to, there's another podcast that we were going to call up and prank them because, the Jets suck or whatever. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God nobody called the Jets hotline. I remember you saying
no
that.
No one called Bleed Green Nation.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Jet Nation or something like that.
Well, the funny thing is that they tried to tank.
Players I don't even know they're playing
this season.
Yeah, they suck for Darnold. And guess what? They're going to be probably the number 11 team. That's crazy. Crazy. Everybody was talking about Buffalo giving the season away by getting rid of Watkins and Darby. What are they? They're tied for first in their friggin' division. Watkins went to friggin' L.A. He's sitting on the bench. He's not even their best receiver.
True. So crazy. All right, I think we're gonna wrap this up tonight.
All right.
Have a good one, guys.
Bleeding from my ear.
Man.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, have a good one, man. All right, Marco. What's the prediction this week?
Oh, God damn it. How are you gonna make me proud?
You know what? I predicted San Diego winning last week. I'm saying Giants win.
Yes. Give me the score.
You know what?
Give me the score.
I got that feeling, man. And you know what? Because I do not agree with James at all as far as we have like no talent on this roster all of a sudden. In 5 weeks, all of a sudden we have no talent. That don't make sense to me. Yes, I know the receiving core is shit right now. We're literally playing with our preseason wide receivers. But you know what? I'm waiting for our boy Travis Rudolph to step it up. And I think the defense is going to step it up this week. I'm saying Giants pull it out. I'm saying 24-17.
Yeah, I'll go with 24-10. I'll give Travis Rudolph a 7. I'll give him his first touchdown. I don't see points. I don't see how we have points. We can't run the ball. We have
this is the thing that
besides Shepard and Ingram.
Here's the thing. So
not known.
No,
really.
I was literally thinking about this, and I don't know if McAdoo thinks about it the same way I do.
Probably not.
But when Sterling Shepard comes back, which I know he's not going to play this week, so whatever, Lewis is going to be our number one, which sucks. But you put Evan Ingram, and he's our number 2 wide receiver. He's just as big as Brandon Marshall, and he's played better, and he's faster.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? Have him be our number 2. You put Ellison at tight end. You go from there. Or you use all our tight ends that we have, the Jarrell Adams, Ellison, Ingram. Those are our playmakers. Our Wayne Gallman and Darkwa. Those are our playmakers. You get them on the field. Whatever the hell way we can. And I want to see Travis Rudolph step it up and actually, because I think he can do it. Even though I know he's pretty much out there. He's pretty much out there to take Dwayne Harris's spot and just return kicks.
All right, we got a late night call. Let's see what's going on.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Cole? You're on the line. Cole, you there?
Yeah, Harrison is garbage.
What?
Dwayne Harrison is garbage.
Oh, Dwayne Harris is garbage. I agree with you on that. He's a waste. But this is going to be his. He's good on special teams as far as tackling. As far as being
I don't even agree with that. Like he didn't. Only time he impressed me. Only time I seen this dude run for a touchdown was against the Cowboys. When was that? Last year when we was down by a couple of points, and that touchdown really finished it. Other than that, man, that dude didn't impress me at all.
No, he's nothing. He's nothing. This was going to be his last year with us anyway.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I hope so. And not for nothing though, I still believe in Eli. I've been watching Eli since 2004, since he first started, since he first came out. And I still believe in Eli. I just think that our offensive line they're not tough at all, man. They're not tough at all. They just like what the guy said about Justin Pugh earlier, man. The dude is just an average type of guard. You know what I mean? He's just an average tackle, average guard. He ain't nothing really. He's not no threat to me, man. And that's pretty much how everybody's looking at the Giants right now.
He's his own blocking guard.
Right.
He's his own blocking guard. So same with Richburg. That's why they don't match up with Flowers and Hart and Fluker, because Fluker, all those guys are road graders. Then you stick Richburg and Pugh, and their zone blocking offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Fluker was gonna come in and really. I don't know. He just had that demeanor. It was just something about him when I used to watch how you watch the network on the Giant network, and you see him coming in on the off season, and he just had like a funny demeanor. I don't know. He looked kind of slow. He had like a slow demeanor, but I just thought that he had the mentality to be tough. But I don't know with the Giants this year. You talking about somebody that's disappointed, and I live all the way in Indiana right now, And this shit, you talking about disappointed. Like, I'm like, you know, only thing that's cheering me up right now is the Yankees is kicking ass right now. You know what I mean? I got a funny feeling the Yankees is going to win the World Series. But other than that, you talking about a person that's disappointed. I'm like totally like disappointed. Like I didn't wear no Giants hat, nothing this year since they lost the first two games.
We're all with you as far as that, man.
We're with
as
you.
far as being disappointed. But you know what? I want to put it out there to the fans out there right now. Let's see what this team does now. The back's to the wall. You know what? Whatever with playoffs, we're just going to take it a game at a time. But let's see if they rally. If they don't rally, then McAdoo needs to go. Period.
All right, Cole. Thanks for calling.
That's what I want to see.
Right. All right, Cole. Thanks for calling in. We're gonna check in with you next week. Tim, I am not as optimistic as you. I think this is.
You know what? I'm trying. You know what? It's not so much optimistic, but the sky's not falling. That's
it's not falling. Well,
you know what? As far as the blowing it up, and I know everybody's been talking about that. Listen, Eli's got a good couple of years left. Now you got to put him in position so he can actually do something.
Mm-hmm.
But give him that chance.
I think it's the Band-Aid. I think it's the Band-Aid. Got to rip it off. He's not going to play.
Well, no, I agree with you as far as that. And you know what? Davis Webb will probably be our quarterback in a year
if this is like that. If this is the way out, you know, for us to like part ways with Eli, maybe he has a small run in Jacksonville or something like that. Maybe we could see some, you know, who knows what we're going to see. We could see some really bad play for Eli. The offensive line might take another 2-3 years. He could get banged up and injured. It could get messy. It could get ugly if it's not ugly enough already.
Oh, by the way, did you see that they tried out Brandon Albert?
Yeah, now.
Well, you know what? He's still an asshole anyway. So he's another guy that I don't know if he'd be the greatest left tackle anyway.
Right. All right, hold on. We got another call. Let's take this will be the last one. Ready?
All right.
Hey, what's up, caller? You're on the line.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's your name? Yeah, I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Okay. My name is Diallo. McAdoo is a horrible man, coach.
Yeah. You're not going to find a lot of fans right now.
And I'm a diehard Giant fan forever. And I live in Georgia right now. And I'm hearing from all these Cowboy fans. And we want to fight them, man, you know? But
I'm with you.
You know, and I lost a bet. I had to just like a whole, with all the Dallas from fan stuff on, and you know, because of McAdoo, man. McAdoo is horrible, man. They say his system has been better, but it's not. It seems like every year it get worse and worse. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like every year I've been thinking like, yeah, the defense, they probably win defense. We're ready to go. You know what I mean? And now we don't lost all the receivers. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, as far as injuries, you know what? That's luck of the draw. You know, it is what it is. As far as McAdoo, I can't defend him, and I don't defend him because he takes too long making adjustments, and he doesn't make adjustments. He wants to run his scheme, and that's the scheme he's going to run. But he can't run that 3 wide receiver screen this Sunday because it's impossible with the personnel we have.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. All right, Cole. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Let's do it next week.
Hold on. All right. Now, this will be the last call. I'm not going to say that again.
God, everybody's calling in now?
Yeah, late night. Hey, what's up, Cole? You there?
You there? Hey, caller.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
My name is Barry.
What's up, Barry? How are you? Where you calling from?
Hey, I'm hanging in there. Hey, I just want to throw this out there. What was the difference, right? As far as like we went 11-3 last year, right? 11-4 last year, and you can't really say it wasn't the offense that got us 11-4 last year at all.
No, it was our defense, without doubt, man.
Okay. So now when you compare last year to this year, right? So what you could really say? You say it's the whole team this year, right? You say it's the offense.
Yeah.
You would say it's the offense and defense, right, this year. So last year
100%.
was the offense. Huh?
Well, you know what? Defense stepped it up in the first few games, but these past couple games, defenses looked horrible. They're just not tackling. They're not making plays, and they need to with this team. But the offense is playing horrible. You're absolutely right on that. You know, and the one thing was in the first few games, defense was getting tired because they were on the field 90% of the time because our team couldn't run the ball and we're not taking any time off the clock, and we were going 3s and outs.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. The first game this year in Dallas, right? The defense was looking solid in the beginning of the first half of that game, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, I'm saying, say for instance, if you was one of them players on the defensive side of the ball, you won't think to yourself like, damn, here we go again?
Well, and that's pretty much what we were asking, you know, if the locker room was getting split, and supposedly they're not. It almost sounds like you know, they're almost unifying because they're getting sick of McAdoo. That's what it sounds like, at least a little bit. But we'll find out come you know, this Sunday and beyond if this team's going to rally together or they're going to. If we keep on losing, it's just going to get worse as far as them arguing with each other and doing all that. So, you know, we'll see if, you know, this team rallies together and tries to get a win. If not, you know what, it's time to move on as far as McAdoo, because that's the point of the coach, is to get people to play together.
All right, caller. Thanks for calling in, and we're going to check in with you next week.
Yep.
Let's keep that as the last caller.
Yeah, that's the last caller, man. I was like, man,
all right.
We're trying to get that last caller.
Yeah. Get that last bit of McAdoo sucks action going.
Yeah.
So I put on 2 Twitter polls. Let's see what's going on. Then we'll
now, did you do that poll that I told you to do? Whose fault is it, Reese or McAdoo?
Yes, I did. Who's to blame for this season? McAdoo, Reese, or both? And 28% said McAdoo, 4% said Reese, 68% said both. 2 days prior to that. Well, how did I phrase it? Let me find that. Damn, I tweeted a lot. I can't remember my tweet. It said people are calling for firing, so let's do a poll. Fire McAdoo, fire Reese, fire both McAdoo and Jerry Reese, or stay the course. And it was 14% for fire McAdoo, 8% for fire Reese, 47% for fire both, and 31% said stay the course. I think we were at 0-4 when that one went out.
Stay the course, huh? 31% say. You know what?
You're the stay the course guy.
I'm not. Well, first of all, we missed on Marshall. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That money can go to an offensive lineman. I'm not a part of one of these guys that, first of all, the going rate for a good quarterback is $20 million. So get over it. That's the cap number. Unless he's a rookie in his rookie contract. Unless he's in his rookie contract. That's the only way that's going to happen otherwise.
Yeah.
So, as far as stay the course, why wouldn't you? I mean, Eli's capable of winning. Odell is in the prime of his career. Hopefully he comes back healthy. He's a game changer. Sterling Shepard is solid. And if we have a number 2 wide receiver, and Brandon Marshall didn't do it, whatever. I have no problem with it. Evan Ingram has played well since being there. We just need an offensive line. An offensive line that actually allows us to run the ball will help the defense and the offense.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the defense, they're young. B.J. Goodson's in his first year starting. Eli Apple's in his second year. Everybody's willing to give up on Eli Apple. Okay, he's had a few bad games. He got beat a couple times, but he also makes plays.
Yeah.
But people forget about that.
I think if it is going to be like it's not going to be as deep as people are thinking. Like you're not going to turn over 90 players, you know. But I think our DRCs, our Harris's, JT Thomas. There's a bunch of guys that are going to get quickly jettisoned.
Oh yeah. A lot of these like JT Thomas, they're gone. JT Thomas, DRC is probably in his last year with us, and after this thing, he might get traded. Who knows?
I think his contract's up though, isn't he? I gotta look. I think
he's in the last year of his contract. He might have 1 year left on his contract, but I think he's in his last year of his contract. But I guarantee DRC's gone.
They're not going to sign. They're not going to re-sign. I would be surprised if they sign both Pugh and Richburg. Can't allocate that much money to them, and our offensive line look like shit.
No,
they just can't.
If this offensive line was playing well, then you could.
Yeah, then you could justify it. Yeah, but you can't now.
No, absolutely not. You know what? Move it around. Put Flowers into either right tackle or guard. You have Chad Wheeler if he's going to play. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I've already put it for the record, that Jerron Jones is going to factor into our offensive line next year. He's just sitting on the practice squad learning the offensive line now. He's going to factor into our offensive line next year. But, hey, I don't give a shit if we go into the draft and draft 7 offensive linemen. Just get it right. Just get it right.
1 or 2 of them have to be good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, not even 1 or 2. If you get half of those guys that can play out of 7, we're good. And this year, I think we have 2 fourth-round picks, but no 7th.
I think so. I think that's correct.
So you know what? Just keep going. But it's like I don't know if you probably heard the audio that I sent over.
Yeah, I heard it. I'll have it tomorrow.
All the people talking about boycotting, relax. You aren't real Giants fans if you aren't going to watch the damn game.
Mhm.
You want to be your bandwagon fan? Go ahead. We don't want you when we start winning. And then, everybody else. It's still only 5 games in. People are talking about we're going to be the worst team in the league. Like we're going to be top pick.
It's only 5 games in, but that's more than a quarter of the season, though.
I understand that, and I'm not saying this team's going to be a fucking Super Bowl team because obviously that's not going to be the case. But let the season play out. Let's see what they do.
Right.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if this team ends up with and you guys are going to laugh, 7 wins.
7. We just watched the schedule.
I know we went through the thing, but I'm going to tell you right now, we can beat Seattle. We can beat the Rams. Rivalry games are always that's a 50-50 shot regardless. I don't care, in any division. Rivalry games are always 50-50 shots. The only game I could really see that we don't really have a good shot is Kansas City. And Denver, and obviously this Denver game coming up is going to be tough as shit. But it's winnable. Because I forgot who did Denver lose? Didn't Denver lose to the Bills? Yeah, Denver got killed by the Bills, and Bills have nobody.
Should we take
I'm going to
one
tell you
more
right
call?
now, as far as talent-wise on this roster, you tell me we don't have more talent than Buffalo Bills?
No,
If
we do.
If that's the case, I don't know football.
Do you want to take one last call? There's a few on the queue.
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll take one more. I don't care. I'm fired up right now.
With 8 minutes to go, we're firing up.
Yeah.
What's up, Coley? You still there? You hanging?
Yeah, this is Steve calling you back.
Oh,
Just wanted to correct you. Jerron Jones is not on our team. We cut him.
He's on the practice squad, ain't he?
No. We cut him a while ago. I thought we cut him, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Well,
he got picked up by somebody else.
That's
I want to think New England, but I'm not. I can't. But I know he's not on our practice squad right now. And when you said Rudolph was probably going to take care of his spot, I don't think so. I think it's going to be Egan. I think Egan's going to be our returner.
You think so?
Yeah, he's not on the roster.
Yeah, I think Egan's going to. If Rudolph does anything, it'll be punt returns, and I think Egan will do kickoff returns, or Vereen will do both.
Yeah, you're probably right on that. Now you know what? I'm glad you corrected me. Now I'm pissed.
Yeah, I wanted Jerome.
I wanted him to be on our defensive line, to be honest.
Yes, I did too. I thought he was going to even be better. I thought he was going to beat out Tomlinson.
Yep, but once once they switched him to the offensive line, I started looking into it and reading what he was talking about doing, and he was like, "Listen, I just want to work, get on the practice squad for a year, learn offensive line," and it sounded like his almost mentality was better for offensive line than it was defense.
Yeah, I can't remember who the hell picked him up, but it was a team that needed an offensive lineman. It might have been Seattle, it might have been Minnesota, but I know it was a decent team that picked him up.
Oh, that's figures.
I don't think so.
But I figured he was going to be at least defensive line. He could beat out Bromley or Thomas, but no.
Bromley stepped it up in the preseason, man. Bromley played great.
I was surprised, but I thought when we got him as an undrafted free agent, I really thought he was going to push out. I thought he was going to be as good as Tomlinson, if not better.
I was right with you in that camp.
Yeah, but no, I was shocked when we cut him, but we did. I think we got Visnoati on the practice squad, and I think that new guy we just picked up there, who's a beast. That guy's a beast, the offensive guard.
Cooper?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Ethan Cooper.
Yeah, I watched the videos and shit on him, man. That guy he's a beast. He might be something to look out for next year. Definitely.
Yep.
I mean, if you look at his videos and shit, and he's like a fluker, grader wise, but he has the feet of John Jerry when it comes to passing, pass blocking.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, he might be our feature right there. In fact, I remember a write-up, I think, in the beginning in preseason when he was in Cleveland, and they said he was probably going to be
2-minute warning,
best undrafted player in the NFL as an offensive lineman. They figured he was going to be their cure for their offensive line, but he got cut. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So. We
just wanted to throw those back at you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Yeah, we want
to. If you haven't done so already, please get the subscriptions up on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, sure.
We're on all those. The link to follow is in the description.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. We'll have
comments on the videos.
Tomorrow.
In the videos. I like seeing them.
I have to answer about 50 comments, but I'll get to the.
Yeah.
We do have real jobs too.
I just wanted to put it out there. You know what? I'm just praying to the football gods that Giants get a win.
Don't say that. That one dude gets upset when you say that.
Yeah. You know, the football. I'm gonna sacrifice to the football gods. I'm gonna sacrifice Ben McAdoo to the football gods so we can get a win.
Take this.
All right,
everyone. Thanks for listening in, and we will talk to you next week. Later.
Later.